Don't make that noise at me. Hi, trashlings. Hi. We're gonna finish Amphoreous. And that's probably gonna be it. I was gonna do more tonight, but my stomach says otherwise. So, unfortunately, we're just gonna finish this up, and that's gonna be it, because my tummy is very upsetty spaghetti for no reason. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it sometimes. My body just bleh, you know, all the time. Anyway, yeah, because this ending was dragging on, and it was
Peaceful
like 2 a.m.
days are like breezes,
and I had to work the next day,
carrying the
so I didn't
scent of
finish
wheat
it.
fields.
So we're gonna finish it. I don't need the story, Cyrene, because I have Cyrene. Look at that.
It is also my wish to be forever close to the Trailblaze.
Look at that. Special. Alright. Find a warm, familiar place to get some proper rest. It's probably, it's gonna be really, really funny if it's just like, I don't know, 10 minutes worth. After it taking like so long for me to be able to sit down and do this again. Hey, look, it's my restaurant. I don't think it's where I'm supposed to be. Oh, what's this? Word? Fog? Oh, puzzle. We'll do some puzzle. Ooh, puzzle. Okay, hold up. I'm already fucking confusing myself. So... Right? No, wait. That's part of it. This? Because it doesn't fully cover it. Shoot, okay. I've almost got it. I know it. I know I've almost got it. Hold on. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna do it, chat. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm good at video games, chat. Oh, fuck. Did it again. No, no, no. No, I don't need a hint. Don't worry about it, game. Game, I think you need to worry about giving yourself a hint. And the hint is, I don't need one. I got this. No, I don't got this. Why is this so difficult? Okay. So, alright, if I take this. Nope, that's still incorrect. Okay, so that is supposed to be over this. Then how do I... No, because it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Okay. Stop flashing. I don't need a hint. I might need a hint, but I'm not gonna tell you that. I'm gonna need a hint, aren't I? No, because it doesn't... It doesn't... No, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit like this. Oh my god, fine. Okay. So how does that work like that? Do I bring this over? No. There's no way. Okay, hold on. Do I do this? No. It can't be that. No, because... No. There's no way. Get that one I got. What do you mean? Oh, I see. Fuck you. That's
Aren't I
stupid.
smart? Come on, give me a compliment. Where might those lovely stellar jades be hiding?
Damn, she knows I need them stellar jades. Wait. Oh, there was... Okay. I was like... Okay. This way? Head under the dome where the stars fall.
I guessed as much. It's no longer working. Looks like it's just the two of us out here now.
Oh, it's back to the beginning of Amphoreus to meet up with us and Don Hung.
Let's find someplace safe to set up a base of operations first. This statue and the buildings we've seen so far point to a civilization here on Amphoreus. We can only hope that they're not hostile toward outsiders.
Yeah, that was an interesting first interaction, though, wasn't it?
I've reunited with you so many times. And every time feels like the first time we met. Each time, love breaks through the stubborn cycles and takes flight toward a pink tomorrow.
Still early. Where to now?
Wow. That was it. That's all I had left. Fly into a pink tomorrow. Flawlessness shines due to memories, and the stories find completion by looking back. The verses memorized through your travels. Head to the book and write it down. Unlock Trace, Unfinished Epilogue. Using Ultimate enhances basic attack into one instance of joint attack. Ah! It's this one, right? Yeah. And... Wow, look at that! Done! Oh, I forgot I got this. Oh, I didn't get... Yeah, because I didn't get through the book yet. I'm gonna spend money to get that. Look at my funny little hat. That's a memory... Why is Pom-Pom so sad? Memory bubble. Some system hours ago aboard the Astro
You
Express
mean
in
you
space.
just waved a probe around in deep space and found our pal and Don Hung? That little thing's really that impressive, ninja girl.
It's my favorite boot hill.
This is a ninja tech device, blessed by the Great One. It senses the ultra-low frequency electric waves of the human body.
Oh, that's a whole lot of pretty wubba-boo. But since we found him, let's drop the act. You played it well, but who do you think you are? Brother Hanu? Thinking you could pass as a Galaxy Ranger?
Oh, it's not Rappa?
Lord Cowboy Ninja, you have turned on me for no reason. Don't tell me the traitorous monkey ninja bewitched you. Are you walking the path of heretics now?
Enough. My name is Silver Gun Shura.
Oh, that's right, because he would know what stupid nickname she gave him. Oh, it's Sparkle.
Ugh. This is why I hate putting over-the-top characters into the script. You and this mysterious ninja girl, both of you are impossible to play. Director Sparkle doesn't care for madmen.
Cut the chatter. What's your real reason for being here?
Come on. What bad intentions could a masked fool possibly have?
Many?
Just here to watch a show. Shuffle a few cards. My two prized actors were drifting through space for ages, and you all couldn't find them. What choice did I have but to come myself? Otherwise, who's going to share the stage with me?
You don't even care about the Iron Tomb disaster threatening the whole universe. It seems the fool's wisdom isn't all that deep.
Ranger, don't think waving some righteous flag gives you the right to throw sidelong jabs. And don't act like you've got no motives of your own. You're hoping this war involving the gods might be the key to freeing that broken-legged wolf.
Who else knows about that?
Just me. Do you believe it?
No.
Relax. I'm not interested in disturbing that living legend. I just couldn't resist messing with you when I saw you come back empty-handed.
You little... Fine. Since you saved our pal and Don Hong, get out of here. But remember what you said. Leave the boss alone.
Boss
Or
has
else.
two Rangers, I'm assuming.
You don't have to worry at all. In Director Sparkle's next script, gray hair gets the spotlight.
When do I not get the spotlight? Oh, that's very interesting. Moon waxes beneath blooming sakura. Yes, complainer. You're so fucking cute. Another one?
Let's skip the formalities about how the Express crew led the formation of the Cosmic Alliance and saved civilization from the destruction. Thanks to the Express crew's support, our operations stayed on course, even under the relentless pressure from the Marketing Development Department. Miss Himiko, the Strategic Investment Department extends its deepest thanks.
Your department's contributions during the crisis did not go unnoticed. But besides disaster relief and holding the line, you've had your hands full with something else too, haven't you?
Indeed. The Cosmic Alliance's victory this time has revealed something truly precious. A glimpse of what united civilizations can accomplish in the face of destruction. Our department is summarizing key lessons from this campaign. If another crisis of this scale appears on the horizon, we intend to have a system ready to respond.
If the IPC can take the lead in establishing a true frontline against the destruction, it will bring hope to every civilization.
I don't want the IPC to do it, though. I don't like them.
Of course.
I like
That still
individuals, but I
hinges on
don't like
continued
it.
support from the Astral Express. Once the Iron Tomb matter is settled, we will be in touch again, Miss Himiko.
I guess so. Boot Hill's coming back, I guess. I doubt it, but I really want Boot Hill to come back. I sincerely would like Boot Hill to come back. I love him. I adore my silly little cowboy man.
General Jing Yuan. It's been too long. Did Miss Fuxuan return safely?
Well, she almost had a near-death experience this time.
The Omniscia foresaw Iron Tomb's obliterating strike. It also told me there was no avoiding it, no surviving it.
Yet in that exact moment, the Seer strategist sent a message. The empty fortune has cracked open, and fate can now be decided. Then we lost contact. Alas, always so cryptic. Your brilliant senior soarer never says anything plainly. Left me pacing all night.
Stop lying, General.
No need to be upset, Master Diviner. Cryptic talk comes with the territory of being a general.
The soldiers of the Xianzhou stood firm in this battle amidst overwhelming odds. Their courage and sacrifice deserve recognition. And it just so happens that the golden blood of ruin the Alliance needs is in the Nameless's hands. It was taken by the hero Kazlana of Amphoreus at the cost of his life, directly from Nanook themselves. Though Kazlana is no longer part of this world, that kid can still reach a fragment of his memory.
We just want to rub that in, don't
Perhaps Kazlana would be willing to entrust the golden blood to an ally who went to great lengths for Amphoreus.
In that case, very well. On behalf of the Xianzhou Alliance, I offer our deepest respect to the world of Amphoreus and her brave, noble heroes. To strike an eon as a mortal, even for but a fleeting instant, this deed alone deserves to be etched into the stars and remembered forever.
I don't want to give it to them, and it's not because I don't trust Jing Yuan. I don't trust everybody else. I'm just standing there with two guns, pointing at every single person that's not Jing Yuan, and be like, "All right, motherfuckers, get out of here."
Mr. Boothill, it's a relief to see you alive and well after all that bloodshed.
My guy, too strong.
Born tough. Though, I ought to apologize to you, Miss Himiko, for missing the Express's signal earlier.
The soldiers of both the IPC and the Xianzhou saw the way you all fought on the front lines. Please accept my sincere thanks for the bravery the Rangers showed.
No need for thanks, Miss Himiko. I ain't the leader of the pack, didn't bring many along. Most of those who showed up for this fight have a personal score to settle with the destruction. That's why they fought like they had nothing to lose.
The Express crew owes you and Miss Rappa a special thanks for retrieving her and Don Hung after the battle.
Oh.
With the scepter put out of commission, there was a lot of chaos across the Amphoreous segmentum. Even with signal tracking, finding them was no simple task.
Too bad it wasn't Rappa, it was fucking Sparkle. I mean...
maybe her ninjutsu really is the real deal.
He didn't want to tell her.
Speaking of which, where is Miss Rappa?
Don't worry, she's gone to help the other Rangers. I'll pass on the Astral Express's message to her.
Stars silent as enigmas. What's this? Agreed. Pom-Pom's so sad for no reason. Let's see. Feel an invisible presence?
The conductor said there might be something invisible on the Express, so I've been trying to investigate.
Have you sensed anything?
I'm not quite sure yet. There was a moment when I felt the invisible thing was right in front of me.
Yeah.
I used all the tricks in the judge's handbook, but couldn't get any evidence. It's not some sort of space ghost, is it?
I don't think so.
I didn't think the Express would be this scary.
There's actually something right over there. I'm sure it's nothing. Just people's imaginations.
I can't tell if you're serious. Wait. I can feel it again! I think that's enough express for today.
Oh, poor Ho-Ho. He's a little scaredy cat. I'm always busy, little guy. I did like that little part, but good for the Amphoreous. Okay. Oh, I got a mem. Cute. Okay, insert a memory. Right story. Having witnessed a romantic story like none has come before, now drop that strand of nameless recollection. Whose visage comes into the visage? Yeah. Those flame-chasing people, those forgotten stories, as I've written. Oh wow.
Are you ready? This is going to be a very, very long story.
Again? Oh yeah.
You are a tiny seed. In the boundless dark, your face is sculpted again and again. A smile, a faltering word, or a tear, a lingering sigh. But when a ray of light breaks through, the Stellaron unravels your fate. Since that moment, you were meant to be a soul, yet you are hollow. You were meant to be the answer, yet you know nothing. At some point, you awake once more as a dead seed in the prison of remembrance. This is a tomb crafted by the body to trap the soul. You will neither wither nor hold a future anymore.
Heart of Amphoreus, Demiurge.
Who's calling you? Is that your name?
Hi, miss me yet?
They've retold
Before
this
being
story.
dragged
This is
back
like
into
what?
the sinful loop by tongues of fire, she left you a story.
Third time we're going over this?
The singing fairy guides the kind traveler to the Membrance Maze.
Excuse me.
Soft and full of color, a peaceful, beautiful place to return to. In the ice cave of memory, only stories hold warmth. They slowly transform from symbols and numbers into things you are familiar with, yet have never seen. Rainbows, clouds, and flames dance through the story. Swallows, butterflies, and kittens grace its pages. You find yourself wanting to hear more from her, a thought that's never crossed your mind until now. And so, you begin to take root. Slowly, quietly, you bloom. Memory's flowers blossom within the cage, casting light upon the cold night, unveiling gardens, fountains, and quiet promenades. You come to understand more. New thoughts, deeper feelings. Your palms grow soft with fur, and you reach gently for her fingertips.
I am kind of checking out because I've already seen this.
Each meeting
Unfortunate.
carries thousands of years of longing. You see the exhaustion in her quiet steps through the years,
and breathe in the sorrow she hides within her tales. At the final meeting, she entrusts you with her name. Cyrene, the ripples of past reverie carry romantic poems back through time.
I guess the other thing that really annoys me is they keep calling it romantic, and it's just like, piss off, this is a tragedy.
When you finally escape the cage, your heart no longer knows emptiness.
It makes me so upset. And
as the memory's flower withers, it bears a fruit shaped like a heart. You lose yourself, forgetting even the name you were given. But one desire lingers, to turn the next page of the unfolding story. The Remembrance's messenger takes your hand through blooming gardens and hushed galleries to where the stars unfold above. A shooting star flashes by like the most brilliant pen, carving staccatos into the endless loop of night.
Mimi! Mimi!
and I haven't talked about this on stream yet, and I won't go into too much detail because there is a very special video that's going to be coming up on YouTube eventually. So, you know, you want to go over there and subscribe, you know, to the YouTube, right? Right? I will get you guys that link, but promise me, I mean, trust me, you're going to want to subscribe to the YouTube for a very special video. But as much as I like Amphoreous and I like Honkai Star Rail, Amphoreous really had some fucking terrible pacing, unfortunately, which makes me not super interested in sitting here through all the as I'm written stuff because I'm already really tired. I'm really tired of it because they put me through hell just to make me sit and rehash the story like 15 times when they could have just fucking did something else a little different. It was interesting when it was backstory I didn't know, like with the other Amphoreous characters, but when it comes to stuff like this, like Mem's story, Cyrene's story, I already know it. I know it backwards and forwards at this point, just from like what, a patch and a half, because they spent so much time going over the same shit 15 times.
The story unfolds beneath the dome. The future lies where the stars fall.
Am I being too harsh? I don't know.
They cast their gaze into the coffin of memory. This is the moment you first meet your companion.
Like, I don't know.
Mimi.
Orynyx gives you your new name, but your quick-witted partner prefers teasing you with nicknames. She walks beside you on this journey. The Chrysos heirs and titans, the flame chase and deliverance. This is the adventure you've been waiting to find. You find Strife's weakness, seal the black-robed swordsman in the ruins of a past life, and soar again with the heroes to the sky.
Justice has a partner, and it's me.
You too tread in the grove, gurgling, almost drowning.
Just erase this from your mind quickly.
The Chrysos heirs of the Flame Chase somehow feel familiar, as though their tales have already been told to you.
Yeah, what a coincidence.
Swallows soar through the open skies, and a butterfly dances across the blooming land. A lone lion watches over the perilous cliffs as the rainbow mends the torn sky. By the story's end, the dark clouds consume every trace of light.
That's
All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. Hatred flares from the heart of the blazing sun.
and the world falls apart, carried off by the chaos of time. And though only ripples of past reverie remain, they still sing brave poems alongside it.
Yeah. I don't really want to go to the next act. Can I get out of this? Okay. Nope.
May the
Fucking
days ahead
Christ.
embrace you like the
Okay. All the flame chases have been lit. Yep. Okay. Wow. They really want me to sit through this again, so I can be upset about it a second time, huh? Oh, I have to read it all to get the fucking head accessory. This is so, like, there's so many, like, important
Back then,
character details.
the tides of the Chrysos War
I don't want to sit
had
through
not
Cyrene's
yet
story again.
engulfed this city-state
They're gonna make me sit
of
through it again.
Talentum. And the young princess inside the gates once loved to roam without worries. She snuck into forbidden grounds while the servants were away, but was shocked by what she saw on that day.
Sorry, I got the, like, completely fucking
A
blindsided again by
chessboard,
my own brain.
a stack of pieces, and a strange woman. The board dissected by daylight and shadow, the pieces polished from rough stones uneven.
Fancy a game? If you are my match, then I'll call you my friend.
The stranger's voice was husky and coarse.
If you can beat me, then I'll call you my teacher.
The princess proudly retorted. Despite the bravado, the princess had never touched chess. The defeat made her study in earnest, acknowledging the other as a teacher. First, she learned the knights, bishops, rooks, and queen. Then, how to defend, attack, capture, and checkmate.
I have learned all there is to learn.
Barely out of childhood, the princess raced into games of chess. Those who looked down on her faced many losses. Those who glorified themselves forfeited in a mess. At her prime, none could rival her at all. But she still recalled what the stranger said.
My origins bring dark omens, so never tell others where your teacher is from.
Then the waves of the Chrysos War washed over the world. The Achaemens welcomed a ruler. She was deemed Imperator and loved to play chess with herself. She regarded all things as pieces, whether Chrysos heirs or Titans magnificent. Before every god-slaying campaign, she thought of the stranger from her childhood, as if that woman had always lived in her mind.
Isn't it lonely to play chess against yourself?
The princess did not understand at the time. But now, she who bore the crown finally realized. The flame chase's beginning was like fuel being tossed onto the fire. And in the unending road of marching banners and war cries, she finally had time to meditate. There were often jesters behind the king, curious about her past in her old city, lost to time. One claimed the Imperator was cruel, executing her own teacher. Another stated the Imperator was biased, learning from an enemy hostage. Many such rumors abounded, with no origin found.
No matter. That was indeed the criminal sentence I read out.
The Imperator stated evenly.
My teacher was an enemy hostage whom my elders had imprisoned. Her state betrayed our alliance and must be executed according to law. But she taught me chess, so why can't I chisel the word teacher on her tombstone now?
When the princess personally cleaned up the possessions of the dead, she caught sight of an incomplete game on the ground. The stranger's hoarse chuckle still echoed in her ear, laughing at the eternal fate of imprisonment, and at how the one facing her was the princess of the enemy.
Is this your final game for me, my teacher?
The princess imagined the endgame over and over. Even when she took the imperial crown, she still dreamt of the black and white board. The concealed truths suddenly dawned on her during a more difficult contest in the future. An unfinished game might be the opponent's lifelong barrier.
Interesting. See, like, stuff like that is interesting because we don't really know much about her. They threw her at... They did the thing where they threw her at us, just like they did every other frickin' Chrysos heir, and then they took her away immediately. So we didn't really get to know her. All we saw was that cruel ruler that she was playing. And, like... Ugh. There's so much more to these characters. What's this? What this? What that? This page of the story comes from the 128th eternal recurrence, an almost perfect flame chase journey. Imagine if the war to conquer the ocean had not failed, if the Empress of the Flame Chase had not fallen, but instead achieved her grand ambition. Checkmate. Cheers and chatter ebbed and flowed through the tavern. The girl playing chess yawned and tossed the queen piece onto the board. As agreed, 100,000 balance coins. Pay up. No way, a little girl like you? You must be cheating. The candlelight flickers, casting the shadow of a towering opponent in the corner. The musician stops playing the violin, revealing a subtle smile. You seem unfamiliar with proper etiquette, sir. Fortunately, I know a thing or two about sword play. The sore loser roared in rage, snatched up a stool, and lunged forward. In the ensuing chaos, bystanders who got caught in the crossfire joined the brawl with gleeful laughter. The musician weaved through the crowd like a predatory fish. Of course, no one was seriously hurt, as she didn't see any reason to use her real strength here, so it must have been high ceilings. Only when the tavern floor was littered with bodies did the chess-playing girl finally emerge from behind the sofa, skipping merrily towards the counter. Do you understand now? This here is the Princess of the Sea Sirens, nemesis of the Black Tide, the bone-eating mega-shark. First musician of Amphoreous, and I am her loyal chess master. Now prepare our rooms and meals. The girl glanced from the corner of her eye at the news clipping posted on the counter. It had already yellowed with age. After all, it was from years ago. The headline was brief and to the point. The Flame Chase journey comes to a perfect close. Yes, we won that war called Flame Chase. The nobles pacified the roaring tide of ocean, healed the scars of the earth, followed by strife, death, sky. People united as never before, and the Council of Elders proclaimed that the perfect era Chrysaea had returned once more. However, the Era Nova never came, and the Imperator, along with her loyal Gladius, vanished without a trace. No one knows where they are now. Now that we've won all this travel money, where to next? I suggest Papas. I heard that they're starting up a golden apple beauty pageant again. Epos isn't bad either. With those majestic mountains, we should make it a point to conquer them every now and then. The blue-haired girl brought her over a basin of water, washing her hands, then sat down on a chair and broke a loaf of bread in half. I want to take a break for a while. The sea siren princess stroked the strings of her through her glove. I'm planning to write a book. I've already collected quite a few musical phrases. Looks like many days as a wandering chess master ends here. I look forward to your melody, since you're a genuine princess as well as a fake bard. Fire crackles and dances in the hearth. The hostages' clones remain unscathed. The golden trouts weaving workshop is a sight to behold, and the 4 dukes carry their duties with honor and revered by all. Yet you and I have kept our identities hidden, if forgotten by the world. Which law did you modify back then to achieve such prosperity? Fire crackles and dances in the hearth. The silence was only broken when another piece of bread was finished. Like I said, all I want is fairness. The girl leaped down from her chair. They sacrificed for the flame chase, and now they each get their happiness. That's fairness. You once pledged loyalty to me, and now I serve you as your follower. Isn't that fair too? Yeah, that's fair, the princess mumbled, slumped over in the bed, her hair falling down. Well then, my beloved highness, if you have no other commands, I actually have a question of my own. What question? This chair's too tall. I need a footstool. Wait, oh god, okay. There's much of these. There are much of these. Let's try another. Let's try another. This page of the story is from the 6,269,269,299th eternal recurrence. As unexpected inheritance of divine authority, imagine if it were Zagreus who received a divine authority of law, and the swift-footed feline thus ascended to the pinnacle of power. The law titan Talantin happened to fall on the Spirit Day, and the trickster titans seized this opportunity to usurp divine authority. They proclaim their laws to the world, gambling. A ruler wants to expand their territory, put power and land to the bet. Immortals seeking divine authority, go roll the dice with the gods. And so the mountains, rivers, cities, and people of Amphoreous all became mere stakes in the game. Overnight, countless aristocrats fell from grace, while nameless figures began to rise to prominence. Among them, the followers of Zagreus became the agents of gods, acting with absolute impartiality and neutrality. The followers established gambling houses across different city-states, faithfully executing the law of the authority of the Titan. Among all the followers of Zagreus, at the pinnacle stands the demigod known as Wind of Dolos, Cyphera. Legend has it that Cyphera once gambled against Kefali and won everything they bore. After that, Akuma became the world's largest gambling den. Countless gamblers climbed Dawn Cloud with hope in their hearts, trying their luck at winning precious metals, jade, and territories, only to leave disappointed. Cyphera always has the last laugh. People took these words as gospel. On that day, a little blonde girl in tattered clothes knocked on the door of Dawn Cloud Casino. Hey Cyphera, want to make a bet? Despite her misfortune, the girl carried herself with extraordinary grace. I am Aglaya, the last noble heir of Akuma. I come to reclaim everything that is rightfully mine from your hands. A breeze swept by, and Aglaya knew the curious cat had perked up its ears. She pointed to the bath beside her. The water here flows constantly. Let's make a bet about this outlet on whether a golden laurel leaf will float by within 30 seconds. I bet there will be. A gentle breeze lifted the hem of Aglaya's tattered dress, and a giggle was heard. Then I bet it won't happen. Neither had placed their wager, and Cyphera hadn't even shown up, yet the gamble had already begun. The onlookers at the grand baths held their breath in anticipation, while Aglaya slowly lowered herself to sit by the water, as if knowing exactly what was to come. 25 seconds, 24 seconds. A golden laurel leaf appeared in the bath above the water outlet, spinning with the flow, as if still hesitating. 15 seconds. The golden laurel leaf suddenly drifted downstream with the current quickly approaching the water outlet. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. A sudden gust of wind stirred up ripples, and the laurel leaf that was about to fall into the drain vanished into thin air before everyone's eyes. At the same time, Cypher appeared in front of Aglaya with a playful smirk. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. Aglaya plucked off the golden laurel leaf on her head, the only valuable thing she carried, letting the water from the outlet wash it away. 0 seconds, I win, she said with a straight face. What's the point of winning a gamble with no stakes? Cypher didn't even bother pointing out the girls cheating. At least you shut up. Tell me, little girl, with nothing to your name, what could you possibly bet against me? I'm not empty-handed. I can bet myself. And what I want, in that same vein, is you. Fair deal, wouldn't you say? Haha, interesting. I have no reason to refuse. But, before we start a proper gamble, you'll need to dress up properly. Tisk tisk. Come here barefoot? Here, take these boots. Consider them a welcome gift. And Cypher scooped up the small girl, like picking up a kitten, and walked deeper into the baths. That says it. Oh, that's kind of cute. It's like if their roles were reversed. Because... Why am I so tired? Oh. That was a big yawn. Is it as if like Aglaya was the orphan and not Cypher? Cash from Kremnos, Age of Firearms. This page is from a story that comes from the 8,128th Eternal Recurrence. A wondrous exchange of lives. Imagine if blonde crown prince of Kremnos had become the sage of the Grove, while the frail heretical scholar had taken the part in the Kremnoan festival. Mother, I have arrived at the Grove of Epiphany. All is well, please do not worry. The blonde youth wrote a letter home after meticulously arranging his new living quarters. My fellow companions at the Grove have been very kind to me. However, there's one thing that puzzles me. People often say there are no words in Castrum Kremnos' dictionary. What's that all about? Also, there's a school in the Grove called Halkolothism that focuses on physical training, seeking to discover the self through muscle conditioning. I'm quite drawn to it. My child, do you remember how my name comes from Gorgo, the first founder of our city? Legend has it that someone erected a monument in their name while they were still alive. When Gorgo discovered it, they personally erased all text from the stone. The Kremnoans revere ancient customs, and since then, only blank stones could tell of great deeds. There's another theory. No descendant believed their achievements could surpass the founder, so none dared inscribe their own deeds. Over generations, this somehow evoked into Kremnoans being perceived as martial powerhouses who look down on the written word. That's also why I sent you to study at the Grove. I hope you'll return and to bring the winds of cultural revolution to Kremnos. As for which school to choose, Mother supports your decision. His mother wrote back a long, flowing letter. The young man was lost in thought until a cold voice interrupted. Wrong. Only now do I understand. Having no words in their dictionary is the Kremnoans' true foresight. Rigid text only holds back human progress. Anaxa, what are you? The blonde youth recognized his classmate, a loner whom none of his companions had ever gotten his name right. Call me Anaxagoras, the green-haired youth sneered with displeasure. The young man tugged at his eye patch, his uncovered eye brimming with equal parts mockery, indignation, and arrogance, plus a hint of unfathomable depth. The truth is already in my grasp. Watch as I turn this decrepit world upside down. The blonde youth unconsciously sized up those hands that held truth. By Kremnoan standards, with such feeble strength, one couldn't preach any truth to anyone. After all, truth only exists within punching distance. Mother, I've been pursuing my advancement under the Helkoloth School. Something interesting happened recently. The Grove expelled a student who allegedly attempted to resurrect the dead through alchemy, violating the ban. I find it rather regrettable. P.S. I've attached a preliminary draft of the dictionary with this letter. Mother's reply came late. My child, your father has recently restarted the Kremnos festival. But he still hasn't found a King's Aegis champion that satisfies him. I don't understand his intentions, but I can smell the fog of war in the air. I received the dictionary and it brings me joy. You know, I've never wanted you to become a puppet of strife. A long time passed. Mother, the Council of Sages will nominate me as the Helcalothic Sage. I heard that my father, King Europon the King, is gathering warriors to ignite the Chrysos War, raising arms against former allies, and will soon attack the Grove of Epiphany. I'm deeply ashamed of this. The Council of Sages has decided to send a letter of peace negotiations. If it can survive the flames of war and reach my father's hands, I implore him to reconsider military actions. There was no response to the letter. When the Kremnos army finally arrived at the gates, Midamos, the Helcalothic sage, led his follower scholars to defend against the enemy. At last, he saw with his own eyes the new King's Aegis leading the army, a man with green hair and an eye patch. Though dressed as a Kremnos warrior, Midamos recognized him instantly, his former classmate, Anaxagoras. How? The blonde man is filled with confusion. Was he the one who won the Kremnos festival? With such a frail physique, has Kremnos really fallen this far? Ha 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 ha. As if hearing his thoughts, the green-haired man twirled his gun, letting out a mechanical laugh. Alchemy has brought cast from Kremnos into the age of firearms. Now let's show these old fogies what the king's one-turn-kill school is made of. Wow. Interesting. I still have this last one. They're like, this stuff is interesting. Listening to Cyrene's story for the millionth time, I will keep harping on this, on how they've made me go through that story like 3 times. And like the 3rd time being the as I've written, that they're gonna make me sit through in order to get the fucking laurels for the cosmetics. Why is the game frozen? Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so we're playing this game now, where we're gonna freeze? Unfreeze. There we go. The page of this story comes from the 18,250 million firsts. Eternal recurrence. A chance encounter between 2 solitudes. Imagine if Selioci, the exiled Day Thunder Knight, had met not the innocent winged beast in the wasteland, but rather the Dromus King who had walked among humans for hundreds of years. Years later, as she watched Hyacinth, the Chrysos heir, ascend to the heavens, Selioci, the Day Thunder Dromus Knight, would remember the moment when she was exiled to the surface by her people, and her encounter with the Walking Mountain. At that time, Terravox, the Dromus King, had been wandering alone in the mortal realm for nearly a century. They silently watched over the myriad of lives during the Chrysos War, occasionally witnessing spectacular sights like when the radiance of the Lance of Fury struck down a floating fortress, rising waves of dust that engulfed buildings. However, on that day, a young girl stumbled out of another fallen fortress. Her short jacket was soaked in golden blood, yet before losing consciousness, she managed to raise her broken blade with trembling hands at the approaching Dromus. Perhaps it was loneliness, perhaps it was determination in the girl's eyes, or perhaps it was the sight of a life perishing that was too much. Terravox took in the girl, named as Selioci. Selioci was a girl of few words. The only hobby she had was honing her skills. Among all the Chrysos heirs that Terravox had encountered, none possessed such extraordinary talent as Selioci. Years later, when Terravox sparred with Selioci and found themselves evenly matched, the beast realized that this skyfolk with golden blood would surely leave a mark in history. However, seeing the stubborn determination deep in Selioci's eyes, Terravox began to worry that this exceptional power might bring her not glory, but perhaps even greater tragedy. One night, Selioci sat atop Terravox's head, quietly gazing at the moon that flickered in and out of the clouds, and the floating fortress that appeared as a tiny ant. After a long silence, Terravox finally spoke. We've journeyed together for so long, yet we've never truly had a heart-to-heart, Selioci. I wish to know your aspirations. The girl tightened her grip on her short blade. I have witnessed hearts fall into the abyss of evil because of absurd beliefs. One day I will return to the fortress of Dome, kill Aquila, and set humanity free. Would killing the god be all it takes to set humanity free? The girl remained quiet, her stubbornness filling the silence. Seliosi, you've only met those who worship the sky, but I've been to hundreds of city-states, witnessed lands of death where entire cities voluntarily set themselves aflame, and I've seen city-states that also worship death, practicing asterate penance in ice and snow. That's all more proves that they're prisoners of the Titans. If you were like me, born from the bosom of Titans, would you understand that Titans are more pure-hearted than humans? They hold neither preference nor hatred for their creations. They have long since handed over the power to choose our destiny to us. Easy for you to say, what am I supposed to do? Look, kid, I've told you. The choice is in your hands. Dark clouds obscured the moon and the floating fortress suddenly vanished, as if it too were terrified of the shadowy presence. Then, as the cloud retreated, the fortress was nowhere to be found, while the moon remained unchanged, shining ever brighter in the girl's eyes. Terravox, I've made up my mind. I want to go down to the mortal realm, just like you. I'll save humanity the human way, and until then, let the Eye of Twilight cling to life a while longer. The Dromus King responded with a gentle growl. Years later, a warrior goddess emerged in Amphoreous. Her name was Seliosi, said to be the descendant of both the Sun Folk and the Rain Folk. Not only did she possess the strength of 10,000 men, but she was also accompanied by a Dromus as indomitable as the mountain. People regarded her with reverence, bestowing upon her the title of Day Thunder Dromus Knight. Around light calendar 3920, the Day Thunder Dromus Knight met with the Imperator in Akama, where she stayed for several days before joining the Flame Chase journey as an auxiliary force. In light calendar year 9057, Terravox, the Day Thunder Dromus Knight's most important companion, fell in battle during the battle against Diorios. In light calendar 39,060, the Flame Chase's army achieved a costly victory in the expedition against the ocean, with only Seliosi returning alive. The Council of Elders claimed that Seliosi had killed the Imperator and the others in an attempt to seize power. She gave no response to this, but swiftly purged the Council with lightning-fast brutality. She then supported Aglaya's rise to power in Akama, where humanity ruled itself. Oh, what? What was that? Did anybody else hear that? Hello. Maybe not. My computer did boop, even though I wasn't touching anything. Oh, why do we keep freezing? That's not good. I don't like that. Though not a demigod, Seliosi had lived for nearly thousands of years. Rumors said her old friend Terravox shared their lifespan with her. Yet unknown to all, after watching the young Chrysos heir named Hyacinth ascend the rainbow bridge to the sky, Day Thunder Dromus Knight, who had fought all her life, passed away standing atop Dawn Cloud. Now you still have a thing. Oh, why are you sending me more? Little Ika, you should eat less. Did the game just call him fat? I think the game just called him fat in front of me. It just called him fat in front of me. In front of my eyes, right here. Oh my god. This comes from the 23,570,001st, or just first, eternal recurrence. It is an eternally peaceful ID Silizii. Imagine if the prisoner of flames, subjected to ceaseless suffering, still resolved to protect himself once pure self. What? That weird. Even if it was just for once. The flourish withered, the wheat fields burns, and the wind chimes swayed amidst monstrous roars. The scorching soil burned the young man's skin before losing consciousness. The last thing he saw was the tall swordmaster in black, rising his gleaming blade amidst the black time. Finan! Finan! Wake up! Cyrene? The white-haired man startled awake beneath the shade of the tree. The sunlight spilled through the dense leaves, stung his eyes. In his momentary daze, he mistakenly thought a childhood friend was standing right before him. Was I hearing things? Well, I should go meet Cyrene now. Can't miss something important just because of an afternoon nap. Finan stood up and dusted the dirt off himself. After strapping on his sword, he walked towards the shore. Villagers greeted him along the way. Hey, Finan! Want some freshly baked bread? Don't be shy. He knew that Livia had gotten better at baking, so he didn't hide the bright smile on his face as he jogged over and took the bread basket. Smells great. Our grapes are in the usual spot, so why don't you grab some too? Piso, who was working in the wheat field nearby, straightened up. Mr. Finan, make sure you avoid colorful bread at the bottom of the basket. That's Livia's new recipe. Even the little chimeras in the village don't want a bite. Even the little chimeras won't eat my bread? Piso realized his mistake and rushed over. He dug out the colorful bread from the basket and stuffed it into his mouth. His eyes and mouth were all scrunched up as he struggled to swallow. Finally, he barely managed to utter a compliment. But I love it most. Finan doubled over with laughter. Piso, you're in your 40s now. Stop calling me mister. No way. You're the one who protected Ides Elysiai's peace after all these years. So what if you age slower, Mr. Finan? Even when my hair turns gray and I can barely walk, I'll still call you that. There are rumors outside the village about a war called the Flame Chase raging wildly. Who knows? Aquila might come crashing down any day now. Even if Aquila falls, it'll help hold things together for you all. For all of you. His sincere gaze seemed to indicate this was no empty promise. After saying goodbye to Livia and Piso, Finan continued towards the seaside, humming a tune under his breath as he soon arrived at the dock. His childhood friends gravely there. The man cut away the weeds around the grave with his sword, carefully wiped away the dust from the engravings on the tombstone, and placed the bouquet before the grave. After finishing all this, he slowly took out the still warm bread from his basket, enjoying a moment of rest while gazing out at the ocean. The sea breeze suddenly turned fierce. On a nearby hill, the man glimpsed a figure in black, an old acquaintance with a sword. Gazing in his direction, the white-haired man swallowed his bread and rushed towards the black-clad swordsmaster. Unexpectedly this time, the figure in black didn't vanish like before, but stood their ground, waiting for his arrival. Dark waves rippled across the distant horizon as they faced each other. The bulrush beneath the black swordmaster's feet was burning. After a while, Finan was the first to break the silence. I've been wanting to tell you this. Thank you. Back then, you drove back the Black Tide and protected Ides Elysiae. Piso, Livia, Phythus, all these years, they've always seen you as our deliverer. Not a deliverer. I am but a prisoner of flames. But I've always been on your heels, Finan said firmly, raising the sword in his hand, which was identical to the one wielded by the black-clad swordmaster. Look, I had it forged by the renowned grand craftsman. The black-clad swordmaster slowly exhales. Tell me its name. Dawnmaker, Finan said with a laugh. He watched as the fragmented waves drew closer to the edge of the sky. With it, I've been protecting Ides Elysiae from the Black Tide, time and time again. The black-clad swordmaster sighed again, muttering under his breath. Hi, Cynthia. Your advice. I've taken it to heart. I've tried to protect my sense of self, but look, Castellana's wish has never changed. What are you talking about? The Black Tide is approaching from afar. Prisoner of flames? No. Nameless hero. Will you join me in protecting Ides Elysiae? The black-clad swordmaster gazed at the tranquil Ides Elysiae before him, and the white-haired man who called him a hero, whose eyes still held their pure cornflower blue. Wouldn't hurt after all. It's just this once. Unconsciously, he held his sword across his body as a faint flame kindled in his chest. At least for now, this flame was no longer hollow. I guess these were sent before, and I just never checked them because I had to read them. Oh my god. Sorry. Cannot stop myself from yawning despite the fact that I slept how long did I sleep today? I don't know, it was a long ass time. I slept for a long ass time today. I woke up and it was 1 in the afternoon because I was up way too late last night. Excuse me. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, maybe longer than 2 seconds. Couple minutes, maybe. I'm rehydrating after all that drinking. Wow, drinking? Drinking? Reading. After all that reading. I also have applesauce, so that's gonna be probably some munching happening. Okay, this page of the story comes from the 100,003rd. Eternal recurrence, a gentle blessing from the edge of the west wind. Imagine if Tribios did not shatter into 1,000 pieces, but instead ventured towards the many realms after bidding farewell to 3 familiar companions. The first ray of lucid hour's sunlight pierced through the stained glass windows of Yanisopoulos Temple, gently illuminating the red-haired girl's face. Tribios awoke from her slumber, rubbing her sleepy eyes. Chibi? Trian? Chinan? You're all here? Treaty! The 3 tiny messengers let out cheerful voices. Looking at the 3 children before her, Tribios recalled the night when she first heard Yanis's prophecy. He shall shatter. The Titan's voice paused several times before abruptly cutting off. Tribios was utterly confused. What exactly am I supposed to shatter? As her thoughts drifted far away, she felt a gentle tug at the ends of her hair. Looking down, she saw her long red curls and spreading like the branches of a flame tree. Those tips knotted together, tenderly cradling 3 children no bigger than dolls. Treaty, the children laughed, swinging on her hair like a playground swing. Tribios smiled too, even though their unclear speech could only pronounce 2 syllables. Treaty. Tribios had known since childhood they were her best playmates, the ones who understood her heart most. However, while Tribios grew day by day, the children remained forever the same. Over countless days and nights, Tribi, Drian, and Trinan slowly discovered that Treaty's personality was as enigmatic as the sky governed by Akula. Every time they woke after a night's sleep, the Treaty they saw seemed like a complete stranger. Sometimes Tribios was happy, Treaty. She imitated the rhyme her mother Mortis taught her. seeing for the three children a variation about sailing all the way to the moon. Sometimes Treebeos became angry Treaty. She would smash the offerings brought by trainee priests, scream and order him to leave the temple by walking backwards, simply because she mistook the ornament on the priest's waist for some cold blade used for assassination. Sometimes Treebeos was just the timid Treaty. She liked to stay in the corners with a shy gaze, not good at making eye contact with the children, but enjoyed watching small beetles crawl out from the corner of the wall, carefully breaking off pieces of moldy bread to feed them. The children learned how to interact with different versions of Treaty, carefully remembering each Treaty's favorite thing in a manner of speech. They also discovered that none of the Treaties knew each other, nor were they aware of each other's existence. Why was Treaty different every day? One of the children flew past the towering temple walls and that stretched beyond sight, went to the grove and brought back a cold diagnostic conclusion from the Hucklelothus scholar. It's all in the mind, just plenty of rest and she'll be fine. No, that's not it. Treaty is a kaleidoscope. It's like there are 1,000 treaties inside her, and every single treaty is our wonderful companion. And today's treaty is exceptionally gentle and somewhat melancholic treaty. Another month of Gate had come, the festival to honor Yanis. Treebeos listened to the distant laughter of the crowd, while children gazed at her in wonder. Her young heart suddenly realized Treaty had never left this room deep within the temple. She had no wings, nor could she open a gate to a world of thousands of miles away like they could. She could only remain confined here day after day. Treaty, the children understood, let us help you escape from Yanisopolis. You shall shatter. On this day, Treebeos heard the Titan's prophecy once again. Still unclear, as if choked by the black tide, but she already knew which direction she must take. First ray of lucid hour's sunlight pierced the stained glass windows of Yanisopolis Temple, shining into the chamber where the holy maiden Treebeos was imprisoned. The room was empty, save for 3 dolls. They were named Treebe, Trian, and Trinan, the remnant fragments left behind after all her powers were given to Treebeos. From then on, whenever Treebeos went, the voices of the children would echo in her ears. With the heartfelt wishes of Treebe, Trian, and Trinan, you shall possess graceful white wings, keen senses, and a direction that never leads astray. You shall leave Yanisopolis along with the many versions of yourself hidden within your body. Transmit the Titan's prophecies to the world. Bye, Treaty. These are like the alternate versions. These are all the AUs that would have been possible had they not gone the route they have gone with Amphoreous. I just can't. This page of story comes from the 8,668,666 eternal recurrence. A scientist. Well, cannot get my mic any closer, but I'm trying to sit differently, so I'm not like leaning into my computer. You know what I mean? Imagine what would happen if an accident during Hyacinth's test of little Ika's appetite triggered its dormant gluttony gene buried deep within. It all began with a scientific experiment. Back then, to measure the appetite of little Ika, offspring of the winged beast, a girl named Hyacinth fed it a total of 45 wild apples. Little Ika only contributed a long, satisfied burp to the observation report, completely unaware that the girl's purse had already gone slim. Just as Hyacinth was about to end the experiment, a breeze swept by and little Ika vanished. The anxious girl plastered missing pet posters all over the grove. It's a chubby, always hungry winged beast. Unfortunately, none of the grove scholars knew of its whereabouts. About a half a month later, Hyacinth woke up early to find little Ika at the entrance of the Twilight Courtyard, though it seemed a bit rounder than before, along with the Phantom Thief's note that read, "Thought a winged beast descendant would be worth something. Turns out it's a money pit. Such a glutton. Such a glutton. In just a few days, it nearly emptied my wallet. Here, take it back. We Delosians don't do money-losing deeds." Having little Ika back filled Hyacinth with joy, but she noticed that her winged beast companion seemed somehow different from before. Today it's already devoured 2 baskets of alfalfa, over a dozen wild apples, and half a bag of rice, but it's still smacking its lip at me like it's a hungry baby bird. This has never happened before. And troubled Hyacinth brought little Ika to the Capris research lab, asked the sage for a diagnosis. The sage fiddled with some instruments, then buried himself in research reports, frantically searching through them. Finally, crossing his arms, he regretfully explained to Hyacinth, little Ika has developed a rare, acquired genetic mutation. Its stomach keeps mutating due to excess food stimulation, creating a feedback loop to the brain that amplifies its hunger. At the current rate of mutation, in a year or so, forget about your supplies, even all the food stores in the groves combined would be enough to satisfy its appetite. Doot 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 doot. While little Ika remained carefree, Cindy's brow was clouded with worry. Looking at the rejected funding request from the new Amphoreous, the young girl tossed and turned before finally deciding to leave the grove with little Ika, determined to find a way to heal it, or at least keep it well fed. Don't worry, little Ika. As long as I have a bite to eat, I'll... Doot, 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 doot. What little Ika really meant was, blah, blah, whatever. I'm just gonna steal that bread right out of your mouth. One day, the starving Hyacinth saw little Ika gobbling up rocks that had rolled down from the mountaintop. No, little Ika, you can't eat those. Strangely enough, little Ika didn't get indigestion from it, and Hyacinth suspected its diet had changed. Could it be it's awakened the ability to digest red soil, which Droma's ancestors blessed us? I'm truly grateful for that. For Hyacinth, this was absolutely fantastic news. It means she no longer had to worry about feeding little Ika, and it wouldn't need to wander around the world anymore. But now, the lone rider and her horse had journeyed to the edge of Amphoreous, where countless city-states had fallen to the black tide. I can't just turn a blind eye to patience now that I'm here, but what could a mere physician do? Hyacinth rushed to the city-state engulfed by the black tide to save surviving children, only to find herself surrounded by monsters in the black tide. I'm sorry, little Ika, that I couldn't give you a proper meal. No sooner had the words been spoken than little Ika, triggered by the keyword "a proper meal," immediately rushed forward and swallowed the monster's whole. By now, the statue was as majestic as Dromus, and the black tide monster seemed no more than a tart wild apple in its eyes. Before long, little Ika, burping contentedly, burst through the encirclement with Hyacinth and the shocked children in tow. Hyacinth stared up at little Ika in disbelief for a long while. So are you full now? Years later, news arrived from Akuma that the Twilight Knight, savior of countless city-states in time of crisis, would visit the Holy City. Aglaya, leader of the Chrysos heirs, has personally went out to welcome her. As Aglaya focused her gaze, she spotted a familiar face atop a giant winged beast. Hyacinth, looking at Aglaya, Hyacinth's eyes welled with tears. Miss Aglaya, all of this, it all began with a scientific experiment. Oh, that's so silly. There's so many very silly little stories here. Let's see. Blooming Seasons. Okay, this one's about Castriff. I'm finishing my applesauce, hold on. almost flung that across the room. That would not have been good. Okay, anyway, that's done. This page of the story comes to the 309,785th eternal recurrence, and a tranquil place where flowers bloomed. Imagine if the girl who returned to the nether realm wasn't completely cut off from the mortal world. There. I'm speaking funny now, what the heck? And the nether wing, retaining Polyxia's remaining sanity, ferried her back and forth across the River of Souls. Dragon's here. The dragon's here again! The skies of Akama suddenly darkened as Netherwing's massive silhouette circled the memorial market, blocking out the sun. With the powerful wing beats, it descended upon Kefuli Plaza, unleashing an earth-shattering roar. The residents frantically rushed back to their homes, retrieving items they prepared in advance. This clearly became the Holy City's newest custom, as people eagerly crowded around Netherwing, afraid of being left behind. Please give me a mortis flower. In exchange, please take this candlelight to Lady Casterus on the other shore. You too. I'd like a few bunches of Antilia flowers to decorate my little shop. In return, I'll give you some seasonal fruits. You're super fresh, just harvested a few days ago. Netherwing lifted its wings, revealing 2 large flower baskets tucked beneath it. The Holy City's guards did their best to maintain order, but they couldn't hold back enthusiastic residents. In no time at all, the flowers carried by Netherwing were exchanged completely, with satisfied residents departing while the baskets were filled to the brim with gifts from the Holy City's inhabitants to the demigod of death. After their busy work, Guardians Zeph and Menesse, I forgot how to pronounce that, let a long sigh and gently patted Netherwing's neck. Every time you come, it's such a grand spectacle. You've really outdone yourself, Miss Polixia. A gentle purr resonated from Netherwing's throat. It shrugged its neck, shaking loose letters from beneath its plated scales. Miss Casterus' letter from the Netherworld. Still as weighty as ever, I see. Alright, there's only one reply for Miss Casterus this time. Please keep it safe, Miss Polixia. The guards tucked the delicate letter behind the neck of Netherwings, who gently nuzzled the two before slowly taking flight, circling above Memorial Market for a moment before flying off towards Styxia. The far shore of the River of Souls remained as tranquil as ever. Yet it was not only the azure Antilia that bloomed there, beneath gentle radiance of moon cocoon. The sea of multicolored iridescent flowers spread like a vast, warm embrace, tenderly cradling the slowly descending Netherwing. At the center of the sea of flowers, a girl in white ran towards Netherwing. She was the owner of the flower shop, Spring of the Underworld. Welcome back, Polixia. She wrapped her arms around Netherwing's neck. You've brought back so many things again this time. Thank you so much. Netherwing rumbled softly. Let me see what replies my companion sent me. Huh? Only one letter? The girl stared blankly at the letter in her hands. Netherwing softly nudged her shoulder, urging her to open it. In this letter, there's just a group photo taken with a photo stone. It's wrapped on a golden thread. It must be Lady Aglaya's. The moment she touched the golden thread, her vision suddenly stirred within her mind. The Chrysos heirs had gathered in Memorial Palace, and the white-haired youth from the front cleared his throat. Thanks to Professor Anaxa and Lady Aglaya's joint research, the letter this time not only lets Lady Casterus hear our voices, but also see our faces. Everyone, have you decided what you want to tell her? A haughty scholar was the first to speak. The alchemy matrix to research the underworld is nearly complete. Casterus, you may await the good news. Our great performer is indeed a genius. If only he would speak with a little less swagger. Cass, I have asked someone to drop off some clothes for you. Another realm is cold, and even as a demigod, you need to take care of yourself, said the blonde weaver. Alright, my turn. Casterus, here's something fun. Mighty lost to me 2 weeks in a row. Next time, bring me a bunch of yellow and purple hyacinths. I remember the flowers meaning try again after failure. According to the records of my family's great library, yellow and purple hyacinths mean to concede defeat. The girl burst out laughing. Then Hyacinth, Treeby, Cartonus, all those familiar faces left precious images. She never imagined she could read a letter this way. Netherwing lay down at the girl's side, silently watching her joys and tears, just like they had done in a distant past, blurred and half-forgotten in memory. A vision woven into the golden thread slowly faded into silence. The girl leaned against the great dragon, clutching the photo to her chest as the west wind stirs waves across a sea of flowers. Felixia, let's plant more flowers. The flame-chase journey isn't over yet. Maybe one day, my companions will come here. When that day comes, it will be an embrace after a long parting, and this gentle sea of flowers may be my truest blessing. That's really nice. Right? One of the 9 closes Xander. Signal lost. Yeah, because he's finally fucking gone. Prime mover of life. Clearly the value of the topic lies in the process of seeking, not the answer itself. Thus, the prime mover of life is not a definitive conclusion, but a driving force. Directive. Complete the argument. All life form behaviors ultimately follow the path of entropy increase. Author's note. I had to hold a different view on this. I hold a different view on this. I'll share my perspective in the conclusion. To ensure security, Stellaron containment must be deployed around the scepter to block any potential interference from the external universe. In addition, use Cortesian algebraic expressions and a Memoria encrypted environment to fully contain experiment ripples and prevent observation by number 4 Pokakakamond. That must be from the geniuses. Oh. Destructive actions carried out by specific electrical signals via path of destruction will result in a logical loophole in the corresponding path. This phenomenon is consistent with the iterative process. When a logical loophole occurs, the data signal meets the experiment conditions and can serve as a substitute of the process independent of inheritance of the Titan's Chrysoceres. Achieve dominance. Utilize the protocol to eliminate other factors from extrapolation. This behavior aligns with the tendency of destruction and should be marked as a default value for embedded behavior to be applied in the subsequent cycles. The core layer. Kasana invades the area at the end of every recursive loop, attempting to disrupt the computation process. Whoa! Oh, I forgot. Okay, so this is all the different, what you call it? Different Chrysoceres. Oh my god, there's so much. Wait, why is that one still? It says new, unless it's this. Okay, so this is a little bit more reports on them. Analyst note, exclamation mark. Interesting. Oh yes, I know, I haven't finished going through that. Huh. Yes, I know there's a lot I need to go through. I know it's only 2, but let's see. Can I get your Lycon? that's regular. I've been doing this instead of doing 10 pulls, which is probably not ideal. Just also regular. Damn it. I get impatient though. I'm trying not to spend money on this game right now. It's the other thing. So just keep kind of doing that. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of Amphoreous. Man. I have such mixed feelings about it. Because there's like really good parts of it. It made me cry. It made me feel things. I loved all the characters. And there's other things about it I absolutely hated.
Nice.
Like, the ending took way too long. The pacing just seemed really kind of bad. Like, the first couple of patches were very slow. And then you got to the middle, which is like, ah, yes, they're cooking with fire. But it's too much fire. Oh my god, it's too much fire. Ah, you know, because it's all in your face all at once. And then they were like, alright, a detour. We gotta talk about Dan Heng and March 7th and have them have significance because they're your besties. And then Demiurge for fucking 7 hours of shit I already know. Being repeated to me. And maybe not so much shit I already know, so much as like stuff that I figured out through the story of Amphoreous that I did not need them to handhold me on. And I understand that some people probably did because there was a lot. But I pay a lot of attention and I have a really good memory. People are scared of my memory because I recognize people super easy. To the point where like at my job, I basically work in retail. I recognize the customers that come in very often, even if it's not like, or have come in many times, even if it's not very often. And they're always surprised and I'm like, yeah, I know your name. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I know your name now. Like for their membership card. Anyway. Peace sign. I don't know. I was gonna do the Genshin event, but I'm just not feeling great. So this might have to be it for now. And I'm sorry it was so short. I'm gonna see if I can, through Twitch. Actually, they might be done. But I was gonna see if Circavision was still live and send you guys over that way. Cause they were building a Lego set or something tonight. So if they're still live, I will send you over that way. So give me a second to get over here. Cause I think I need to do this on Twitch. I don't think OBS will let me do that. Oh god, that's my voice twice. Let's see, creator dashboard. Let's see. Following. They are still live, I think. Alright. I'm gonna send you over this way because they're still building. So yeah, I will catch you guys later. Remember, it's the Trash Can, not a Trash Can community, and we can't even come back and play some more game. Until next time, bye-bye!